We got some updates, guys, but I'm still wondering, y'all, is this piece of information that crucial?
P-A-S-C-A-L.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy
Now
Pascal
rocking
back
with
at it
the
again with
Pascal.
another pop-up
We be
video. Be
going
sure to
live.
follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter, The Pascal Show. One word. Hit that like button down below, and let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. Anyway, we got to jump into this late show or this late pop-up, but I think this is very important anyway because I want to have this conversation with you guys. My question is this crucial? The information that we have right now is kind of vague, which kind of sucks. And I'll explain here in just a minute. Now, if you guys have not been covering or following this story, then I don't know what to tell you about the Idaho 4, the 4 students from University of Idaho that were unalived gruesomely, heinously at a house right off campus from the University of Idaho. Now, of course, Moscow police have been going ham, doing their due diligence. Law enforcement as well, all types of law enforcement have been very, very diligent in trying to find out who this monster is, because this monster, again, is still out here in these streets, breathing in this freedom air, y'all. I hate to keep saying that, but those are facts. This person, this monster or monsters, you never know, there might be 2, is still out here thinking that they got away with this unthinkable crime. But now, Moscow police just came out with a press release. But I'm going to show you guys first this article, which I found very interesting. Let's take a look at this, okay? Because their press release revolves around very much this. Idaho murders, cops in search of driver of white Hyundai. Might have info on crime. Okay? So let's get into this a little bit. I'm going to show you guys the press release, of course, as well. And we already know this is the infamous photo of the Idaho 4 that were the students that were, their lives were heartbreakingly taken. But let's get into this article really, really quick. Cops in Idaho want to speak with whoever was driving or a passenger in a white Hyundai Elantra that may have been in the neighborhood on the night 4 college students were unalived. Of course, we got to use these code words, guys. Moscow PD says they've received tips about a vehicle that matches this description. The model year is being between 2011 to 2013, near the crime scene in the early morning hours of November 13th. They have not released a license plate number. So, but that's the thing. Now, I guess my question is this, okay? And maybe, because like I said, I'm not law enforcement. I don't wax law enforcement, okay? But I do got to ask for those of y'all who are in the business, okay? When they say they have not released a license plate number, does that mean they have the license plate number, but they don't want to put it out there because they're playing things close to the chest? Or does that mean that they don't got nothing except the description of a car? I'm just asking for a friend because that's one thing. I mean, for them to not release a license plate number is kind of interesting to me, right? Unless they don't have a license number at all. But again, I'm going to say this. A white Hyundai Elantra is very, very broad. It's a very broad stroke, okay? And of course, we already know this is the house where all went down, okay? Investigators are also unsure how many people may have been inside the car, but in any case, they say they're seeking them out as they feel they might have more info. But that could be any kid or any group of people in any white car that's a Hyundai Elantra, in my personal opinion. It's very vague. There's a lot of white cars out here. Do you realize I feel like this is going to confuse so many people? They're going to see a white 4-door car and they're going to lose their minds thinking, oh, that's the car, right? if they're not really using their eyes and making sure it doesn't say Hyundai Elantra on the thing. Any white car now, everyone's going to start pricking up their, looking up and going, ooh, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it just seems very, very broad. But let's continue with this. Cops are not saying whether they suspect the occupants of the vehicle is directly involved in the unalivings, but it feels like a solid lead after weeks of dead ends with no one in custody. Again, we already know there's a lot of people, a lot of suspects, or a lot of people that we would expect to be suspects that are not suspects right now. They've all been released, right? They've all been let go because of God knows what, because of their alibis or whatever that they had proof to get them to be released. But a lot of people have been released, right? And I know a lot of people are still speculating the dude in the white hoodie at the food truck, which is Jack S., right? Even him has been released, right? He's not a suspect right now. But now they're relying on a vague piece of information. A white Hyundai Elantra that happened to be out there in the area, and maybe the people that were inside that car saw some things. And again, this could be a huge piece of information. But why aren't they giving a license plate if they have it? Let's see what else is in this article. As we reported, frustrations have mounted in the community after many conflicting and retracted statements from law enforcement. At first, it was labeled a targeted attack against the victims, then saying it was maybe just the house that was targeted. Later correcting that too, and saying they just didn't know. And I understand this is a very confusing. Literally, this is a very odd and very confusing series, a very series of interesting and wild series of events for sure. So I can understand some mistakes here and them misspeaking and all that. But cops have also ruled out an alleged lurker of one of the victims in which we talked about, okay, as a possible lead. They don't seem to have moved much further beyond square one in terms of answers. Okay, now, right now they still have, like I said, they still have in their back pocket that they've put out as a press release, which I'm going to show you guys right now. They have put out as a press release about this white Hyundai Elantra. And that's it. But let's look into it, because no matter what, you never know. This piece of information could be the smoking gun. You never know. But let's take a look at this. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more so we can see this a little bit better. But of course, it says Moscow Police Department, communications team, media line, so on and so forth. The police are asking for the community's help. Moscow, Idaho detectives are interested in speaking with the occupants of a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra with an unknown license plate. That's very big to me. That's a very big piece of information, in my personal opinion, because there are a lot of white Hyundais out here in the world, y'all. Okay? But then again, this could very well be the smoking gun. Tips and leads have led investigators to look for additional information about a vehicle being in the immediate area of King Street residence during the early morning hours of November 13th. Investigators believe the occupants of this vehicle may have critical information to share regarding this case. If you know of or own a vehicle matching this description, or know of anyone who may have been driving this vehicle on the days preceding or the day of the unalivings, please forward that information to the tip line. And of course, the tip line, for those of y'all who are listening, because you never know, you never ever know, the tip line number is 208-883-7180. Again, it is 208-883-7180. 883-7180. You can also email at tipline@ci.moscow.id.us. And of course, there's digital media, which is the FBI.gov/Moscow, Idaho. Okay? Your information, whether you believe it's significant or not, might be the piece of the puzzle that helps investigators solve these unalivings. Below are stock footage of a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra, and they are not the actual vehicle. So I just want you guys to see that, okay? The photos of the actual, what the 2011 version of the Hyundai Elantra and the 2013 version of this car look like. So there they are in all of its glory, okay? Now, it says, at this time, no suspect has been identified, and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate information and updated progress. All press releases and information related to this case are available at this particular website right here. So, this is the information that we have so far in regards to this white car. But I still have to ask you guys, is this information enough? Now, I'm not sitting here saying that there isn't somebody out here with a white Hyundai Elantra around those years, 2013 or 2011, right? 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Not sitting here saying that there isn't somebody out here driving that ride. But again, having a license plate would really, really help with this piece, right? I would assume. But then again, maybe there's only a few amount of white Hyundai Elantras out there, and the people who are hearing about this news right now are calling the cops or notifying whoever they need to notify to step forward so we can get a little bit more information, so we can get closer to finding out what the hell is going on with this particular unthinkable crime, this unthinkable case. But again, I still wonder, is this piece of information, which I'll show you guys again one more time, this white Hyundai Elantra between 2011 to 2013, is this information going to be enough to get somebody incarcerated, to get somebody at least detained and questioned? I don't know. Shoot, this information, if the people who are guilty or in trouble, they could be torching this bad boy right now. You never know. But hey, I digress. This is the information that we have so far. Again, I ask you guys, is this enough information to really get us closer to solving this case, to getting law enforcement closer to solving this case? Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, okay? But that is the video. I appreciate all y'all. This is just the information that we have so far. I will be on tomorrow morning. We got some more stuff to talk about for sure. So be sure to be with me tomorrow morning live when we talk about more on this particular case. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. And don't forget to let me know what you think about this information. Is this good enough or no? Comment down below. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.